lot of people were forced to work out at home during COVID, and if you're living in Ontario, you're still forced to work out at home for at least another month. But like a lot of people, like when they see the videos, we've heard like, obviously we have a crazy amount of machines here, and a lot of machines here aren't even at your local gym that you might train at regularly, but everywhere has dumbbells and barbells, and a lot of people at home have a bench or a makeshift bench, different things like that. So there's any number of stuff you can do with dumbbells. You can train every body part with dumbbells, but like a lot of people, like we've gone over presses with dumbbells, positioning for presses with dumbbells, and like setting things properly. But like even just basic stuff like doing bicep curls or whatever, a lot of people when they grab dumbbells, it's the same tendency that people have when they grab any weight. So if I grab this weight off this rack, it's not my first instinct to go and hold it tight. So I'm not tensing my body as much as I'm letting the weight just hang in my grip. So getting used to like having weight on your body and relaxing with it, and allowing your body to move into positions where you can move weight easier. So it's not like, a lot of people see bicep curls and they're like, oh, I have to supinate my wrist. And you'll see them stand here and they'll do curls like this, or they'll stand with one arm and they'll do this and they'll curl like this, and that's fine. But there's also like ways to move your body around it. So like if I drop my shoulder lower on the side of my curl and I tip to this side and roll it through, I have a lot more range than if I'm here, because I'm able to grab from my bicep and roll up through my bicep. So I'm pushing up through my palm, up through my bicep, as opposed to standing here and I'm already in a impinged position because my shoulder's not relaxed, it's down, and I'm curling, or I'm doing one arm at a time and I'm flexing, dropping, flexing, dropping. So every time I finished one rep, I lose tension, I move to the next rep, I have tension, I drop. So instead of just keeping tension on one bicep and failing it, so this could be your counterbalance, your other bicep, or you can hold anything, I don't really care, but it just keeps you balanced so that you can set over, right? So I'm allowing my arm to swing where I want it to, and it's rolling up through my bicep up here with less tension in my shoulder. So I'm tilted towards the side I'm curling, and I can tip towards this side I'm curling, move through it. Even if you want to do alternate, it's just dropping and shifting so you can get underneath dumbbell as opposed to pull my dumbbell up to me. You see a lot of people doing curls like this and they think that the motion of curling the dumbbell just works their bicep. It's not, right? It's the same analogy as like if I see someone hitting a tennis ball with a tennis racket on TV, it looks like they just hit the ball, but then you try and hit a ball, you don't know where to hit it, the rhythm of it, how I'm hitting it, right? So it's the same as learning how to move around the weight that you do have. So I always want to get underneath weight and bring it up as opposed to pull weight to me. I don't want to yank weights to me or snap them and cut off my tension point. So like I want to stay on my bicep and roll up. I want to stay on my bicep and roll up. It's the same thing with triceps. If you guys, a lot of people, if they have a home gym, they're not gonna have access to maybe they have dumbbells, maybe they don't have dumbbells, maybe they have barbells, they don't have dumbbells. More than likely people have dumbbells of some sort if they don't have a barbell, right? Because barbells are kid expensive. So even on basic stuff for triceps like skull crushers, you can do the same thing with dumbbells, but just slide your hand to the top. So my pressure is against the wall, the flat edge of the dumbbell. So in my mind, I'm trying to keep that flat edge the whole time I drop down, and then press that flat edge up to the ceiling, right? I don't want to be one of these people who's pulling over, and I'm pulling over, because here I've lost tension. Here I have no strain on my tricep, and then I come here, I find it again, and then I fire it again, and I relax it again. Whereas here I want to start with those dumbbells facing down, that bottom part, and keeping that top part flat like I'm holding a drink tray. And I want to break my elbow and slide it flat. Break my elbow, slide it flat. So from here, I'm trying to flex my arm straight. I'm not just trying to get the dumbbell back to where it was. So really connect with the feeling of the stretch in your tricep, even if you're coming way back here, and extend up through your tricep. And wherever that extension of your tricep happens is where you lock out. You're not trying to I'm not trying to pull from behind me, bang up in front of me, and bang up in front of me. Because just the action of doing the motion, like, oh, this is a skull crusher. I start at point A, I go to point B, I come back to point A. That doesn't mean that you're doing anything, right? If you're naturally gifted and you feel your tricep well, maybe you have a natural ability to just like know where your tricep's at, that's fine. But even finding these little nuances where like you're able to engage the muscle properly or feel a stretch, because ideally we'd want to feel a little bit of a stretch or a little bit of tension on a muscle before we train it, especially if we're trying to isolate it. So I don't want to start here where I'm locked out of my body and then quickly snap, make my tricep grab and then come back off that. So I'm not feeling anything, right? And that's what people get to, like we were talking about before with the whole A to B shit. Like they look at exercises and they see them. So I start here and I press here, like any diagram you see on any machine. Like start here, 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 right? But it's this whole path in here of how you got to here that matters, right? It's not what matters doesn't mean getting to here. So whatever it takes to get to there, I don't care what you did, just fucking get it there. And there's a shit ton of people out there that only think about that. And some of them you're paying like good money to coach you, who are telling you just get that A to B, don't worry about form doesn't matter, it's how strong you are. It's like, you need to be really worried if that's your only priority when it comes to lifting weights, right? Because all this in here takes years to learn, takes patience to learn, and takes like no ego. So if you don't have any of that going on, and you just want to get to here, like good luck to you. Because it's going to be a long road. Whereas like if you take your time and you progress through these understanding of movements and like stretching, being able to control at the bottom, being able to engage out of the bottom, this is what makes a massive difference. And you people will see, like if you're lifting like that already, it's not a knock on you. It's because there's a lot of bad information out there, right? So it's like, if you are one of these people who's just jacked out shoulders and get that weight up, try and settle things down and trying to let your elbows come into you on a press, let your chest lift, and feel yourself push through your palms to start the movement, as opposed to try and push over. And I guarantee you, you can write us here and you can talk shit to me if I'm lying. If you start presses from the bottom, engaged in your back and rolled up, if you start pushing from your palm first, I guarantee you feel your chest within the first 3 inches. And it'll be a feeling you haven't felt before, right? It's the same thing with bicep. It's like tip your shoulder over and get underneath that bicep. Or if you have good mobility and you can just swing from here, that's fine. Whatever angle you can find where you can get underneath things, or you can be underneath the bar on pressing, you're gonna feel a massive difference in the way that you perform the exercise, right?